Hello. Today is the last day of my camping trip to the Gore Creek campsite, and I feel a little bit sad because, um, first of all, I think all 3 nights, 3 days, 4 days, it's all rain, and today is like a third night, and still very cloudy, and it's gonna rain again tonight, and so it's not that good of a hiking, trip, because every time I come to here, this is my favorite campsite. I go like every day, going to the hiking, and the whole day hiking, but it's all of them. My plans are shut down. And but at the same time, I came to this environment here, and I have been talking about the Shinrinyoku for a long, long time. Now, so this is a Shinrinyoku, and I felt like, wow, I should just embrace this environment, and even though it's rained and everything, but it's so beautiful here, and so nature. Embracing environment, and I felt like yeah, this is the people talk about Shinrin-yoku. Yeah, this is a Shinrin-yoku. Yeah, so in one hand, I'm glad that I could come here and spend 3 nights here, and discovering the nature, I guess. But my body, in activities and everything, no, not so good. And so when I go back, I start to take my strict regimen for the fitness, exercising, and especially last year, this year, it was so difficult to do exercise, and I think this is a good opportunity, good decision point that I start doing that again. I don't like me being unfit, me being, a little bit you worry about a future, right? You worry about your aging and your future, and I really felt like the last couple of years, and I aged like like a couple of years. It's like I aged 10 years, and I feel it. I really think that that's inactivity is not good, and so that's being said, all the people who retired, for example, have this, I'm discovering this retirement depressions or whatever. I think the first couple of years, they are so glad that, I can do golfing on my hobby, I can do going around the world, and that's my lifetime goal, or I could do hiking, for example, all day long, all night long, whatever I want to, I could do it, to my heart content. Then that's a couple of years later, they feel, yeah, I did that for the last couple of years, and then what's next? And that's, I think, people start to think, yeah, what's next? I think you start to think about, next 10 years or 20 years you have, you really want to go continuously, like your lifestyle, like a golfing every day, or hiking every day, and reading books every day. You think about that, and that may not be the true solution, and you, of course, you want to do that, but most of the time, I think you have to do some of the things that makes you healthy. As long as you're living, you want to be healthy, and you die, right? Okay, so you want to be healthy, and like the best way to do it is I really start to think that that's your body physical activities, and not necessarily having fun, but you take it seriously about you keep fit yourself, and that's become a regimen there. And in that particular notion, I think I would say, like reading books. When you read books, you don't exercise. You just sit like this and all day long, and you read books, and that's not a good, healthy lifestyle. So you combined with the reading, combined with the physical exercise, combined with the hiking, combined with some sports you're interested in, combined with, if you have money, with the world travel, and all these things you can do. And but still, I think you have to keep yourself, remind yourself that you're aging, you're getting old, and I think you think about what is the most important thing and at this stage of your life, and human relationship become significant, and but what I understand is many people are lonely because of the your wife died or your husband died, and you are alone, and your kids, you don't have a kids, or if you have a kids are far away living, and they hardly visit you anymore, and even though you are I think you're living with your family, for example, I think the loneliness will settle in there. I think you're lonely, and so that particular notion is, I don't think it's nothing to do with the physically alone. I think it's nothing to do with that. I think your life is ending soon. I think that gives you some type of loneliness, even though you feel like you're surrounded with loving families and everything, but still, I think you feel lonely. And I don't think there's no other way of no avoiding that. I think you have to accept you get lonely, you will be alone, and you will be living in that kind of a situation for a long time. And you have to accept that, and accepting it is like I have been watching the YouTube articles about what is the most important things, blah 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 blah, and I kind of really agree that you are going back to nature. You die on the ground, and you decay, and those decayed particles goes into the soil, and some plants comes up there, and so I think you are part of the nature, and you really think about that, then you don't feel that bad being lonely, or you don't feel that bad aging, or you don't feel that bad. Someday soon you will pass away somewhere, and but you are part of the nature, and part of these flowers. This is the border raspberry. It's already raspberry is forming here, but it's not red yet. And this is the, of course, aspen, young, the trees here, and you looked at all these things, and you kind of appreciate the nature. I think that's what it is to be going back to nature and you are part of nature, then it's very, very natural that you live, like, 80 years or 90 years or 100 years during the whole span of the human history. You lived at certain time, and that's part of the nature. Just like ants build this tremendous big mound of nests, and each ant individual work very, very hard to build this nest and to foster the youngs in that nest. And but he himself died very quickly, and but that's what it is. It's like a nature. It's like the rules of nature that you really have to. I think myself, I really have to understand that. And then it's okay to be lonely. It's okay to be aging, and it's okay to be. Oh, I don't know. It's okay to be whatever it's going to be in future. And if you you get sick, I think many people get sick because of your aging, associated with some type of sickness. So definitely you get sick, and but you think about the nature. I mean, tree dies also sometimes, and flowers, reproduce, but each individual flowers dies, or plants dies after a while, and I don't know, tree lives like 1,000 years, some of the trees, and but they die too. And trees, an interesting thing. You're talking about the Shinrinyoku. Trees are kind of a longer outliving human being, and I think they live usually like a couple of hundred years, or the 500 years, sometimes 1,000 years they live, and they. Interesting thing about trees is that they don't go anywhere. They don't go while traveling or anything. They just stay in one spot, and day by day, year by year, they just do the same thing. They just try to grow and make flowers and make seed and trying to propagate themselves. And good thing that they live 1,000 years, because probably even though they stay at the one spot, that's their mission there, right? Therefore, it's okay with them. Again, it's okay to be one spot, looking at all the surrounding environment changes for 1,000 years, and they see all the human beings coming to this campsite, for example, and looking at all the different people coming today or whatever, and but they stay in one place, and that's probably their survival tactics. Most of the plant stays in one place. So yeah, I think about all these things. Then also I think about the cosmos, and galaxies and all these things, space. If you think about these things more and more, the Earth itself is a very unique environment around the universe, and there's not so many places that you have air and water, and so just because of the sun's energies and the water's existence on the Earth, and this organism developed here, and so if you're out of Earth, like even the moons, for example, you cannot live in the moon. You cannot live in Mars or whatever, and only place that we are left is on this Earth. So I really think that best way to be living in this situation, I think you live with this nature together, and accepting the nature, accepting the earth, sun, and the universe, and just sleep peacefully there. That's what I'm thinking. Last couple of nights, it was a tremendous rain all through the night. I could hear the raindrops coming down very hard, very loud on my tent. And the tent was, all the water seeped in there from the ground, from somewhere. The tent is maybe the cheap tent, but they shouldn't be doing that. But they came, and some of the clothing items and the stuff was drenched with water, and but that also, I think about, wow, that's the water I really like, water from earth, and it rains just like that. So that's nature, and so tomorrow it's going to be a little bit better, but I have to leave here. And the next like a week or so, it's going to be fantastic weather here. It's sunny, no rains much, and ideal hiking weather. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going home. And so meantime, I think about the next camping trip, which is I think toward the end of the August, and that was going to be the last my camping expedition this year. And I'm glad that I had this 4 opportunities to do camping, and every couple of weeks I go out like this, like 3 or 4 days camping trip, and I enjoy that. Every time I come, even though it rains and I cannot do hiking that much, that happens quite often, I really appreciate being outside, being in nature. Okay, that's my message. I'm not sure I did the right thing to send you a message that being in nature. Okay, bye.